Ford just quietly made changes to the EcoBoost engine for 2027. And if you drive a Mustang, an F-150, a Ranger, a Bronco, or an Explorer, this is something you need to hear before you believe another word of what's floating around online. Because right now, there's a wave of claims saying Ford has completely reinvented EcoBoost from the ground up for 2027. That is simply not true. And today, we're breaking down exactly what Ford is really doing with this engine family, and why it actually matters more than a flashy redesign would. Let's start with some background. EcoBoost has been Ford's go-to gasoline engine strategy for over 15 years now. It's shown up in everything from small crossovers to full-size trucks to genuine performance cars, and along the way, it's become one of the most widely produced turbocharged engine families anywhere in the industry. Every single year, the same rumor resurfaces. People claim Ford is about to launch a brand new generation of EcoBoost, a total clean sheet design. And every single year, that turns out to be false. 2027 is no different. What Ford is actually doing is sticking with the same approach that's defined this engine family since day one, which is steady, incremental improvement instead of chasing headlines with a total overhaul. So what exactly is EcoBoost? It was introduced back in 2009, and it's built around three core technologies working together: turbocharging, direct fuel injection, and variable valve timing. The whole idea from the start was to deliver the kind of power you'd expect from a much bigger naturally aspirated engine, while still getting better fuel economy and lower emissions out of a smaller package. That formula has stuck around because it works. Right now, you'll find EcoBoost engines under the hood of the Mustang, the F-150, the Ranger, the Bronco, the Explorer, the Expedition, and several Lincoln SUVs too. Now here's the big misconception we need to clear up. A lot of what you're seeing online suggests Ford has unveiled an entirely new EcoBoost lineup specifically for 2027. As of right now, there's been no announcement of an all-new EcoBoost architecture for this model year. What Ford has actually confirmed are the usual model year updates. Things like calibration tweaks, software optimization, emissions refinements, manufacturing improvements, and reliability enhancements. These are the kinds of changes that happen every year behind the scenes, not a ground-up redesign. One engine worth highlighting is the updated 2.3-liter EcoBoost, which is continuing to expand across the lineup. Ford actually rolled out major updates to this engine before 2027 even arrived, first showing up in the current Mustang and in newer truck applications. The changes were substantial: revised cylinder dimensions, a new modular power cylinder architecture, dual fuel injection that combines both port and direct injection, an updated turbocharger, an electronic wastegate, improved airflow, and a reworked combustion system. All of this adds up to better combustion efficiency and less carbon buildup, which has historically been a weak spot for direct injection-only engines. So rather than replacing this 2.3-liter again for 2027, Ford is pushing it into even more vehicles across the lineup. Speaking of carbon buildup, that dual injection setup deserves its own explanation because it's one of the most important reliability upgrades Ford has made across the EcoBoost family. Older EcoBoost engines relied purely on direct injection. Direct injection is great for efficiency, but it has a downside. Without fuel washing across the intake valves, carbon deposits build up over time. By adding port injection into the mix, Ford solves that problem while also picking up cleaner intake valves, easier cold starts, smoother combustion, lower emissions, and better long-term durability. Ford first tested this dual injection approach on the updated 2.7-liter and 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 engines before bringing similar technology into the newer 4-cylinder engines. Now let's talk about something that doesn't get nearly enough attention, and that's software. Modern turbocharged engines lean on software just as much as they lean on hardware these days. The engine control module is responsible for managing boost pressure, ignition timing, fuel delivery, how the transmission behaves, turbo response, and the emissions systems. For 2027, a lot of what's changing under the hood is happening through updated calibrations rather than any kind of mechanical redesign. Better software translates into smoother throttle response, cleaner shift quality, improved fuel economy, better drivability, more reliable cold weather starts, and stronger towing performance. Most drivers won't even notice these updates directly because the horsepower number on the spec sheet doesn't change. but the driving experience underneath it gets noticeably smoother and more refined. And that matters a lot, because software-driven refinement is often where the real, day-to-day improvements come from. It's not the kind of thing that gets a big press release or a flashy unveiling, but it's the kind of thing you actually feel every time you get behind the wheel, whether that's a quicker downshift on the highway, a more confident launch from a stop, or an engine that just feels more settled in stop-and-go traffic. Let's not forget, EcoBoost is still the backbone of Ford's truck lineup. Even with all the buzz around hybrids and EVs, EcoBoost remains essential to Ford's truck business. Right now, you'll find the 2.3-liter EcoBoost in the Ranger, the 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6, and the 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 in the F-150, a high-output version of that 3.5-liter in the F-150 Raptor. Both the 2.7 and 2.3-liter EcoBoost in the Bronco, and EcoBoost engines powering the Explorer and Expedition as well. These engines keep delivering strong towing numbers, wide torque curves, and fuel economy that holds up against the competition. There's absolutely no sign that any of these engines are going away in 2027. Ford has also continued making durability improvements that don't always make headlines. While there isn't one big dramatic list of hardware changes for every EcoBoost engine in 2027, Ford has been steadily strengthening these engines across multiple generations. Past updates have included stronger timing chain systems, redesigned camshaft profiles, electronically controlled wastegates, reduced internal friction, better cooling systems, stronger engine blocks in certain V6 applications, and revised lubrication strategies. This is simply how Ford engineers these platforms. Upgrades roll out gradually across the production life of the engine instead of arriving all at once in one flashy announcement. It's also worth pointing out that EcoBoost isn't being pushed aside by hybrid technology. It's actually working alongside it. Ford is pairing EcoBoost engines with hybrid systems in select models rather than phasing the engine out. The clearest example is the PowerBoost system, which pairs the 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 with an electric motor in the F-150. That combination delivers higher combined torque, improved fuel economy, the ability to generate onboard electrical power, and strong towing capability all at once. So instead of hybrids replacing EcoBoost, they're actually complementing it as part of Ford's broader powertrain strategy. Performance fans, don't worry, EcoBoost is still very much in the picture for you too. The Mustang EcoBoost continues to run on that updated 2.3-liter turbocharged four-cylinder, while the F-150 Raptor keeps its high-output 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6. Ford's engineering priorities here are focused on sharper turbo response, better power delivery, improved thermal management, more efficient combustion, and staying compliant with emission standards. These refinements keep the performance competitive without needing an entirely new engine family to get there. So what's actually new for 2027? Based on everything Ford has officially confirmed, the real story isn't some revolutionary new EcoBoost engine. It's the continuation of Ford's steady, proven improvement strategy. For 2027, buyers can expect the continued use of these established EcoBoost engine families, wider use of that updated 2.3-liter architecture across more models, ongoing software and calibration improvements, manufacturing refinements, continued focus on emissions compliance, incremental durability upgrades, and further integration with hybrid powertrains where it makes sense. There is no official word of a brand new EcoBoost family replacing the current lineup, and don't believe anyone claiming otherwise. So here's the bottom line. Ford's EcoBoost engines have now been on American roads for well over a decade, and the pattern is clear. Instead of launching an entirely new engine every few years, Ford keeps refining what already works through better materials, improved fuel systems, smarter software, stronger internals, and tighter manufacturing. That same philosophy carries into 2027. These updates are about making proven engines run smoother, cleaner, and longer, not reinventing them from scratch. So the next time you come across a headline promising a totally new, completely reinvented EcoBoost engine for 2027, take it with a healthy grain of salt. The real story is that Ford's EcoBoost platform keeps evolving through steady, continuous, and deliberate improvement. And that patient approach is exactly what's kept it as the true cornerstone of Ford's gasoline lineup for well over a decade now, and it's clearly set to stay that way for many more years to come.